Hello everyone, it's Mr. Overgriff for Prone TV, and I'm playing Final Fantasy XI, my favorite Tyru in the whole world. Pwnsalot. But that is not why I started recording, right? The reason why I started recording is because I just noticed something. I literally just noticed something after having played this game for so many years. I just noticed this. Now, you might know what zone I'm in, but if you don't, it's Hazam Testing Grounds. And there is no map for this area. Hazam Testing Grounds is a battlefield. It's not an actual zone. It's not a zone, you guys. It's a battlefield. It is a battlefield. Do you see how at the top of my character I have no buffs on my character? Curious, right? There's no buffs on my character right now. You can see at the top of the screen there's just nothing. I have no buffs on right now. I don't think I can actually make a buff either. I mean, I can do a jig here, a spectral jig. So here you go. I'm gonna put a buff on my character. Boom. So I have invisibility and sneak, right? So invisible and sneak are on my character right now. Those are my buffs, right? Okay, now I have no buffs again. This is interesting. Okay, watch this shit. You're gonna fucking mind blown. Are you ready? I'm just zoning. I'm just leaving the battlefield. You ready? Ready for this shit? Oh my god. Look at my buffs. I was in a battlefield, and now I'm not in a battlefield. Let's do it again. No buffs. Just zoning into his own testing grounds. Leaving Hazam testing grounds. Huh. I actually go out into the wild, and here we go. I'm leaving a battlefield. Do you see that? Like, the game, at this point, when I zone into Hazam testing grounds, I'm entering a battlefield. I'm entering a battlefield, you guys. And when I leave Hazam testing grounds, I leave the battlefield. And so the hidden buff, that battlefield status that the game uses to recognize that I'm in a battlefield, that I can actually take certain loot but not other certain loot, all that shit is just a programmer thing. But since we don't care, we're not actually in a battlefield when we're standing in Hazam testing grounds. Technically, we don't engage any battles, any bosses, unless we actually go into the gate. But that is all a battlefield area. I never knew that. It makes sense, though. It really does, and I'll explain why it makes sense when I go back into this zone here. I'll show you guys why I think it's so cool that this is all a battlefield. It makes perfect sense from a programmer standpoint, because when I come into this zone right here, there's only a certain amount of people that can actually be in Einherjar at once, right? So there's a number, there's a limit on players. I don't know what it is, don't care what it is, but it's there. The hidden buff indicates that the game just wanted to hide the fact that you're entering a battlefield now. I'm in a battlefield now, just so the player didn't get confused, thinking like, am I already in a battlefield? Where's Odin? Am I already in a battlefield? Like, why do I even have a lamp? Well, you have a lamp because that's assigning you a specific room in this entire dungeon, which is all a battlefield. And I just figured that out, that it was all a battlefield just now. I always thought that this was just a simple map, and I thought they were just hiding the map from us. But what it really is, you guys, is it's one long tunnel, all of which is one battlefield instance. All of these guys are in the battlefield with me right now, and none of them know it. And when you die in the battle areas, you zone out right here at the entrance of the battlefield, like in the battlefield still. You're just dead here in the battlefield. This guy right here, he's in the battlefield. He still has battlefield status, and he's just going to sit here dead for a while. I mean, I don't have raise, so I can't really help him. Okay, but, well, you don't really, the players, when they come into this lobby area, they don't really need to know that they're in a battlefield. So that's why I think the programmers hid the icon on your character when you're in this zone. But when you leave this zone, they remove all of the hiding that they did while they were in, like the information hiding that they did in this zone no longer applies when you leave this zone. So that's why the hidden buff battlefield status was still on my character, briefly visible while I was leaving Hazam. And that's really cool. That's really cool. Anyway, we're gonna get into this dungeon, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna trade this lamp to this NPC in the battlefield, right? And so it's going to assign a lamp in a section of the tunnel that's basically down here, right? So I probably have pretty piss poor luck actually getting the lamp assigned, given how active this zone is, and also given there's only 9 chambers, and I'm only really interested in the bottom 3 of this list. So I might actually not be able to get in. Let me see. Ah, okay, we got in. Okay. So basically what's going to happen right here is I'm going to take this checkpoint item that I got from this NPC, this glowing lamp, and I'm going to trade it to this NPC. And the NPC is then simply going to teleport my character to another spot in this tunnel. It's all one tunnel. It's connected with walls that block the player from going into the next section of the tunnel, but it's all one straight tunnel. I can prove that, but I don't need to in this video. If you watch my channel, you've probably already seen it proved in a previous video. So basically I get teleported here, right? And you can see that one entrance of this tunnel, it's still the same zone, but they just say that it teleports you to a specific chamber. I mean, you could call it whatever you want. It's still the same zone, though. And you can actually get out of this chamber and enter another chamber if you are able to walk through walls. Because basically the only thing stopping you from going into the next chamber is this door. Right here on one side. And on the other side of the chamber is the exact same thing. So this is another chamber past this wall. And there could be players fighting monsters in that room. I don't know. Usually this is a pretty active zone, so I've actually seen a lot of people in all of the chambers all at the same time. It's pretty cool. And the other side of this chamber is this tunnel right up here. So you would technically drop into this room. I mean, if you can get up there, you can go to the next room because it's just one long tunnel. And so every time I go into this specific chamber, I get teleported to this location right here. And a random amount of monsters will spawn at that point and try to kill me. And probably succeed, actually. I might lose. I am quite stunned. I have a vial elixir, actually. I don't think I'll need it. Let's see. Waltz. Alright. Try to tuck all these spellcasters into one location. Alright, this should be a pretty good weapon skill. Wow. I wonder if I'll get the boss on the second or the third floor. I'm gonna guess the third floor. I don't think I'm feeling very lucky, only because the last time I came here, it was actually the first floor that the boss was on, and I was like, okay, well then, I'll just kill the boss then. Bertha, strike! Strike, Bertha! 20k damage! And now we play the waiting game. Ah, that is the boss. Okay. So I don't have a third floor. That's even better. I bet the next time I come in here I'll probably get 3 floors. Hey, that's not even fair. You're not supposed to aggro me yet. I was trying to kite all of these other mobs. Don't steal my MP. I need that. Come, bug. Come this way. fight these blobs. Yes, Bug. What's up, Jarl? Why is he almost dead already? Holy cow. I know he's got like this one ability where if you hit him, he's got dread spikes and it like really sucks if he uses it. You just like instantly kill yourself if you're playing Thief. Alright, Bug. Any day now. Let me get these other guys. We'll link these other guys. That way they all die. Fun fact about Einherjar, the monsters in this zone actually all have true sound. They don't, these actual puddings, they usually only aggro to magic and to sight. But in Einherjar, the Einherjar mobs always aggro true sound. Do it, Bug. Take him in a buffet. For 99.99 nines. That's not quite all the nines I wanted. That's alright then. And that's all she wrote. Hooray! So, well, that's Einherjar. So, well, side note, if this is you and you just beat Einherjar, do not warp out of the zone with your warp ring. That is a mistake. And it's a mistake for kind of the same reason, like this whole zone is a battlefield, right? So you have to complete the battlefield. You can't just leave. If you warp right now, you're leaving the battlefield, you're losing battlefield status, and you're not actually getting to the checkpoint that records your progress onto your character sheet, which is actually receiving the Therian Ichor. That's a checkpoint that you have to reach. So don't warp. What you need to do, actually, is you need to open the box, and then you still can't warp, okay? You can't warp. You can't warp. If you open this box and you still use your warp ring, you're not getting the points. You're still not getting the points, so don't do that either. What you need to do is you need to either wait the 5 minutes to teleport out of this chamber and back to the entrance in the battlefield. It'll be the lobby area, which is still part of the battlefield as we saw. Or instead of waiting 5 minutes, you can drop the lamp, and if you don't have the lamp, then the game will actually teleport you back to the lobby. Or you'll just get disconnected. I got disconnected. That's another option. What happens when you get disconnected is you log back in and your 5 minutes are probably up, and then you just get kicked out of the lobby and receive your Therian Ichor anyway. So I'm not going to lose my Therian Ichor because I'm still in the battlefield and the 5 minutes are still ticking for me. As long as I'm still in the battlefield after the 5 minutes, I'd get my reward. And, you know, like I said, other than that, you have to drop the lamp. That will immediately teleport you out of the chamber and give you the reward. Those are the only two ways, though. The only two ways. You cannot warp before that happens. You have to teleport out of the chamber. Very important. But anyway, I'm not going to fight to get back into the game while I'm recording still. I just kind of wanted to show you guys how the battlefield thing worked, and I thought it was really interesting because I'd never noticed it before. And maybe you guys haven't either, so you find this an interesting video. But that's it for now, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching.